As the tired father stared at the child, he did not realize what he was looking at. In front of the light, he picked it up and held it. Under his breath, he murmured, "It can't be." A wince of pain escaped his lips as he bit into the stone. Whether anyone else knew that his daughter had it puzzled him. The situation could get out of hand quickly. How should he proceed? But before we start, smash the like button and make sure to subscribe if you haven't. And hit that notification bell so that you won't miss any new stories. Where backpack bounced against her small frame as Sarah skipped home from school. A mixture of curiosity and surprise itched her father's face as he glanced up from his newspaper as she entered the house in Grand Marais, Minnesota. Usually, she wouldn't be this happy and excited after school. When Sarah noticed her father's expression, her innocent smile quickly faded. Now, what would he complain about? It was unusual for Sarah to seem so happy. She was on the verge of bursting. Despite her 6-year-old age, her face shone with excitement as she eagerly awaited the revelation of her secret. In his newspaper, Donald Rhymes looked up, his curiosity showing in his eyes, saying it was easy for him to play along with her. After her mother left, she had no one else to turn to. The excitement in Sarah's voice was palpable as she exclaimed, "Daddy, look at what I got today." Her hands rummaged through her bag as she searched for something. "I had to keep it safe," she said. His curiosity was piqued. Setting aside the paper, he asked, "What makes you so excited? Have they been working on a new project at school? Perhaps she passed a test with a perfect score." After reaching into her bag, Sarah gently placed a small velvet box on the table. Upon opening the box, a sparkling piece of jewelry was revealed. "I got married, Dad," she said with a laugh. The shock in Donald's eyes was undeniable. It appeared real. Like, how did his daughter obtain it? Her eyes were fixed on it with awe, and it was clear why she was so joyful. That wasn't something Donald expected his daughter to have in her bag. Having her pull out a sparkling ring was the last thing he expected. As he bit into it, he was amazed at its clarity and beauty. Under the hallway light, the diamond on the ring sparkled under its 24 ct white gold setting. His accountant's salary would never allow him to afford something like that. She found it, didn't she? Was it given to her by someone? Yet exactly whose was it? The closer Donald examined the ring, the more suspicious he became. In contrast to Sarah's usual imaginative playdate trinkets, the diamond appeared to be genuine. It was common for them to dress up as kings and queens and hold mock weddings and grand events. Adding to the enchantment, the teachers even joined in. A whirlwind of memories flooded his mind, and in addition to mock weddings and grand events, the children often held whimsical ceremonies. It was even possible for teachers to participate, which added to the magic. Nevertheless, Donald's suspicions gnawed at him this time. Despite their playful antics, the ring seemed too valuable to be part of their adventures. A story seemed to be more complicated than it seemed to Donald. A child's pretend play with such a valuable ring seemed out of place. He decided not to confront Sarah's teacher, Mr. Roberts, instead deciding to investigate discreetly, unwilling to risk false accusations. In order to prevent this from becoming public, he would rather solve it quietly. Donald decided to gather his own evidence before confronting Sarah's teacher. Wearing a clever disguise so he wouldn't be recognized, he discreetly followed Mr. Roberts the following day. Cadence observing the teacher closely, he felt a mixture of nervousness and determination. What was he going to find? Was he ready? The following day, Donald meticulously prepared a disguise to ensure Mr. Roberts wouldn't recognize him. They had met several times before and Donald didn't really like him. With a hat pulled low over his eyes and a fake mustache obscuring his features, he discreetly followed the unsuspecting teacher as he left the school premises. Mr. Roberts proceeded to his usual routine, stopping briefly at the nearby Target store before continuing on to his home. It seemed harmless enough, but Donald knew better. Donald's patience was tested as he watched the teacher's every move, waiting for a clue that might shed light on the mysterious ring. What was this strange drama teacher up to? After work, Mr. Roberts made an uneventful trip to Target, where he didn't even buy anything, and then followed a direct route home. Did he know that he was being followed? Was he trying to lead him off? Donald's initial doubts began to wane, leaving him with a lingering sense of confusion. Had he been mistaken? Was he overreacted, disappointed by the lack of any suspicious activity? Donald returned home with a mind full of questions, but he pondered the possibilities, unable to shake off his growing unease. With determination in his heart, he resolved to visit the school the next day, seeking answers to the secrets that surrounded the ring. Would he be able to keep his daughter out of trouble? Returning home with countless unanswered questions made Donald restless. He arrogantly made up his mind to visit Sarah's school the next day, but before they reached the doors, they saw someone approach them. The little girl's face lit up at the sight of the person. As they neared their destination, a young boy approached them, his innocent face radiating friendliness. Donald noticed that he started blushing when they got nearby. "Hi, Sarah," he greeted her warmly, his voice tinged with excitement. It was the cutest moment between the young students. Donald's eyebrows shot up in surprise. "Who's this?" "Sarah," he inquired, studying the boy intently. He was on dad alert even though it was just another 6-year-old student. Sarah smiled and replied, "I told you we got married, Dad. He's my class husband, Daddy." The boy was smiling from ear to ear. The father stared at his daughter's face in disbelief. The words hung in the air, punctuating the tension that now swirled around them. Donald's shock deepened, his mind racing to process the implications of his daughter's statement. Without hesitation, he sought out the little boy and pulled him aside. The boy, Dillian, was taken aback. Friggy couldn't believe what was happening in front of his friend. The little girl ran behind her father. "Where did you get that ring?" Donald demanded. His voice a low growl of urgency. Dillian was shaking with fear. He wanted to speak, but he didn't know what to say. Donald tried to cool his temper down. "Listen, young man, this is quite a serious matter. You have to speak the truth, okay?" Donald looked into his eyes. "I think you know what I'm talking about." The boy's eyes widened, caught off guard by the intensity of the man's tone. "My mother gave it to me," he stammered, his voice barely a whisper. Donald knew he was right. It was just an innocent act of child's play. Now all he needed to do was confirm with their teacher. Unable to contain his concern any longer, Donald sought out Mr. Robertson. Shared the discovery. Story. The teacher's face mirrored Donald's initial shock, realizing the gravity of the situation. How would they handle Dillian? Together, they decided to contact the boy's mother, Dillian, to ascertain the truth behind the diamond ring. The student Dillian was shaking in fear. Emily kept telling them that they were in love. "You understand that we have to call your mother and Dillian." While the boy nodded, realizing what he had done, Mr. Roberts sighed as he dialed her number. He loathed speaking to parents about their children's misdemeanors. When Dillian's mother received the call, her heart raced with fear and worry. She had been missing her precious diamond ring over the past few days, and the mere thought of it in the hands of her child sent shivers down her spine. "Well, thank you for notifying me, but I would have thought you would have been better able to handle our children. What are we paying you school fees for?" The arrogant mother told Mr. Roberts. The teacher was tired of being blamed, but he knew better than to argue with the parents. "Our apologies, Mrs. Wavers. We will speak soon," he said. "I'll be there shortly to collect my ring." Thank God insurance didn't get involved yet. Mrs. Wavers put the phone down and she rushed to the school, praying for its safe return. The teacher, Mr. Roberts, was upset. It's like they value their things more than their children. Donald nodded in acknowledgement, and for the first time he felt sorry for Mr. Roberts. Upon Mrs. Wavers' arrival, Dillion's trembling hands clutched the ring as Donald and Mr. Roberts explained the situation. Would the mother leave things or take action against the school? The tall, proud woman walked over to the teacher and said, "I'm just glad nobody got hurt." She turned to little Dillion and said, "Thank you for your honesty." He handed her the ring. Relief flooded her eyes, grateful to have her precious possession back. At that moment, you need to ask permission before you take anything. "These things are valuable," Mr. Roberts told them. Their imaginations, which had once brought joy and wonder, were now tempered with the weight of responsibility. It was a teachable moment. The stern lecture emphasized the gravity of stealing, even in their innocent play, and the idea that they were far too young for the complexities of marriage. Dillion explained that he didn't want to give Sarah a fake ring, like how Simon gave Alicia a Hey Haribo ring. Mrs. Wavers found it amusing and burst out laughing at her son's authenticity and cleverness. As the words settled over the children like a heavy fog, their innocence began to wane. Although their teacher and parents tried to soften the blow, it was an important lesson about their social behavior. The world of make-believe lost a fragment of its enchantment, replaced by a somber understanding of the consequences of their actions. The incident brought heightened awareness to all the parents in the school. Donald had created an unnecessary stir at the school when he didn't want to. All eyes were on him now. And so, under the watchful eyes of their elders, the children learned a lesson that would shape their futures, a lesson in the boundaries of play and the importance of honesty. But their actions changed the thoughts of the parents, which would ultimately affect their future.